Some parents and educators are sounding off about the cuts to public education Governor Walker has proposed in his budget. Members of the legislature's budget writing committee held a hearing at Alverno College in Milwaukee on Friday. The governor's proposed budget would take $127 million from public schools next year. The school district hit hardest by that would be Milwaukee, which would lose more than $12 million. Suburban school districts, though, would also feel it. Waukesha Public Schools would lose $2.7 million. We're talking about the effect of this now with the Waukesha Superintendent, Todd Gray. Superintendent Gray, it's good to have you back on the program.
Thank you.
So you're saying, yeah, it's about 2.7 you would lose in this budget proposal,
right.
But your deficit is what?
Closer to $5 million. We have, expenses continue to go up. Not all our vendors have the same cost controls we have. So we're looking at about a $5 million deficit for next year.
So what does this budget, how would you describe this budget? What does it mean for your district?
It's horrendous.
As it stands right now, I should say.
Yeah, right. It's horrendous. I mean, not only the loss of revenues, but the potential loss from the vouchers could be very devastating.
So what are the options on the table for someone like you? I assume initially, as you're trying to convince state lawmakers to scale back this this proposal, but if you can only scale back some of it, what do you have to look at?
Well, we need, I think they need to maintain the funding that they have in the past. They cannot continue to cut us and expect us to do the job they want. That's one. I think they have to find a different way to fund the vouchers.
You've got, you were telling me earlier about 14,000 students, just under about 1,000 professional educators in the district.
Correct.
How does this impact the students? How does this impact the teachers in your
Well, again, I mean, as we're looking for ways to cut, we're running out of options with the so-called tools. We've changed our health insurance. We've self-funded health insurance. We've gone to high deductible health plans. Obviously, teachers are paying much more of their retirement. They're paying a portion of their dental as well as the health. Salaries have also been slowed down dramatically. There's not much room left with the tools to correct a $5 million deficit.
I was going to say that is the response you sometimes hear from folks is the governor says, hey, we did give the districts tools, but you say you've put those already to use?
We've put those in a big way, and I mean there's just no more cutting we can do and maintain a good quality teaching staff.
Do you have to worry about laying people off in your district?
Yeah, I don't think we'll have many. I think we'll have enough retirements to offset most of those, and we've had an excellent track record the last 7 years. We've not had to lay anyone off, and that's always a #1 priority with me.
You said you have a good relationship with a number of Republican lawmakers. Republicans are in control. That's not a bad thing to have. What are they telling you about the proposal and what ultimately it may look like?
Well, I'm hearing from some of them that it's not done yet, that there's a lot of work to go through. Joint Finance has to work on it. The Assembly, the Senate has to work on it, and they've all got differing ideas. So I'm very hopeful that when the day is done, that they all come together and reflect and make sure that our public schools have the funding they need to be successful, not only in Waukesha, but across the whole state.
And this is an interesting messaging situation for you, and I think probably for some other school superintendents in districts that have been strongly supportive of Governor Walker and his reforms. You've got taxpayers out there who tell the governor, hold the line on taxes, we don't want anything more. How do you make the case that schools should not be subject to perhaps cuts in order to keep taxes lower? Well,
again, you've heard the slogan, Wisconsin is open for business. Public schools are doing the job, putting out the skilled workers. You've heard about the skills gap. Again, I know the districts, our district and the districts around us have worked very hard to address that skills gap. Those are the people that are going to bring the business to Wisconsin that's going to help the tax base. We cannot continue to take cut after cut after cut and maintain these quality programs.
Give me your sense, Superintendent Gray, as we look 5 or 10 years out. It's a long time, but what concerns you about the direction we're headed right now?
Well, again, I see again with the voucher funding plan, I see more and more money being drawn off from our public institutions that again are doing the great job in this state, and I see those institutions, the private institutions, potentially picking up more dollars than we would even have. That's an issue. The quality of education is going to continue to drop if we cannot maintain and hire great teaching staff.
And you said earlier that one of the great unknowns right now is what will be the impact of vouchers on, for example, your district.
Right.
You don't really know.
We don't know. One of the things that we're looking at is we're calling it a local voucher plan, where we're going to contract with a private school in lieu of them going vouchers. We hope to get a pilot going this year to see how that works. But that would be a huge benefit both to us in terms of maintaining the revenues and the number of students, and it would be a huge benefit to the private schools because they would know how much funding they're going to get early in the year, much earlier than what they're going to have now, and probably a greater amount as well.
Superintendent Todd Gray, the superintendent of the Waukesha Public School District. Thanks very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
You bet. Are the proposed cuts hitting your local school district? You can tell us by liking and sharing Upfront on Facebook. Coming up next on Upfront, why the school funding issue may be making a new downtown arena deal more difficult.